Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. It is I, Digi Driver, welcoming you to your Sunday, May 21st, 2023. Hello and good afternoon on this beautiful Sunday. Yes, I said Sunday, and yes, I am streaming. Amazing, isn't it? It's been a while since I've been here streaming and just flying for funsies. So, I have a little bit of time in between things that I'm doing at the moment. So I wanted to hop in, of all things, a helicopter or two because I'm finding I'm having a lot more fun with the Cabri G2 in the sim than I was expecting to. So we're gonna, I think, probably go sightseeing one or two places that don't normally spend time in, and I'm going to just have fun for a little bit, maybe revisit some of my old sceneries or just have fun flying. I literally, I'm not even joking. Like I just wanna like chill for a little while and just have a good time. I have been trying to figure out what my next steps are going to be in terms of doing scenery in the sim. And I'll probably talk a little bit about that as I go flying, but of course the first thing I have to do is go flying to begin with. So, what do I want to do first? I don't know. I don't know if I want to fly in the US, if I want to fly in Canada, if I want to fly in the Caribbean. Ooh. Maybe a little bit of sightseeing in I don't know, the Bahamas? All right, well, I got to pick some place to start. So, let me do that. I can always start at my favorite standby, which is Orlando. So, clearly, we're going to go there first. And since this little Whirlybird is not going to go extremely quickly, I'm probably going to stick to one or two parks in Disney World and then just figure out what I want to do next. Because I think this is Epcot, and then you have some resorts, and then you have Hollywood Studios, which is right here. And there is a system of Skyline, what, trams? Well, Skyliners, basically gondolas that you take from park to park in certain cases. And these are resorts, but we're probably just going to spend a little bit of time around downtown Disney, Disney Springs, Epcot, and probably Hollywood Studios for fun, and then we'll see what happens. So let me start my usual spot, which is right above I-4 normally, because I just descend and kind of buzz this area, and then we'll see what happens. So we'll set live time to 3:46 p.m. since that's what it is right now. Actually, it's a little behind, but that's okay. And I am on the. Why am I on the West server? Okay, I'm on the East server in case you guys want to hop in and break out whatever helicopters you have. Although, fair warning, I only have the Cabri and I only have the Bell 407. So I'm not going to see anybody's add-on planes. I'm sorry, add-on helicopters. Although I might be tempted to buy the Aerospatiale Squirrel because if I can find that in the sim, I probably will. And just to make sure. Oh, well, there we go. That takes care of the problem. For some reason, I did not have my audio on, and I think I turned it off when I swapped from the intro video that I sometimes play to this. Now you guys should hear it. Okay, I was just testing the audio. I hear it myself. So let's have some fun. You know, that thing you do between working jobs. All right. Now, some loss of control on entry into the sim is going to be expected, so I'm not worried about that. Let's go. Believe it or not, right now I'm using a gamepad. I have an old Xbox 360 knockoff that I got from a video game store, and I am flying the Cabri G2. And whether or not this is indicative of how out of calibration my current joystick and throttle setup is, or a non-realistic touch in the sim, the Cabri is definitely a fun helicopter to fly. It's not, what am I trying to say? It's not difficult to keep in one place, although if you really want to be precise, then you're most likely going to have to apply, essential, what's the word I'm looking for? You're going to have to apply basic principles of helicopter flight. Now, like I said, when I usually go for fun flights in the sim and I just, I don't want to care about anything, I just want to buzz certain hotspots, I always come down here. I come down to Disney Springs, and for quite a while, they did not have it looking the way that it looks right now. And they had it, they when the sim came out in like 2018, I'm saying 2018, when the sim came out in 2020, Disney Springs was downtown Disney in the sim. It did not look like this. There was still the big blue Disney Quest building, and the place where like Planet Hollywood was actually, what was it? Was it? Oh yeah, it was called Pleasure Island, and Disney Springs wasn't Disney Springs. It was just called Downtown Disney because there weren't that many shops and things like that. I think there were plenty of places, but I don't think it was as connected as it is, or it wasn't as I don't know, shop-esque as it is now. So let me pull back on the stick and cut some more throttle. The thing that's a little unbecoming about helicopter flight is that you really kind of have to watch. You really have to stay on top of your rudder inputs. Otherwise, you're going to have a squirrely and semi out of control helicopter. King Cobra, hello, Fred. Welcome aboard. Hello, folks. If you don't already know, King Cobra is a friend of the stream and also a fellow streamer himself. So please feel free to click on that profile name and give them a follow today. Today we're flying the G2. It's a fun little helicopter to fly, man. It is so nice. The only thing that I don't like about photogrammetry is that when it imports the trees, they wind up looking really big and block-esque. So they kind of get in the way of me enjoying some of the terrain. I mean, I'm not expecting, like perfect details up close, but sometimes that's why I turn off photogrammetry even when I'm at places like Disney, because the buildings are going to be more, what am I trying to say? They're going to be more sharp as opposed to sometimes being very blocky. But at the same time, if you look hard enough, there are certain things that you'll be able to make out, certain details. Now, we are at the Disney Springs area, and directly across from Disney Springs is Saratoga Springs, which is one of the resorts that they have. And if you look just over the tree line on the horizon, you can see some buildings. And I think way off in that direction somewhere is Disney World. I'm sorry, the Magic Kingdom. Over in that direction is Epcot. So it's going to be the next place we're going to go. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go and get a running start and have some fun in this Whirlybird. But I hope everybody's doing well today. I hope that you've had a very good weekend so far. Mine was quite nice. I got to spend some time with some people that I hadn't seen in a very long time, and it just felt so nice to go. I didn't care about going to, a store and buying myself a whole bunch of stuff. I just wanted to spend time with people, and I got the opportunity to do just that, and I'm very, very, very glad I did. So there you go. Sorry for the mute, folks. I wanted to adjust my microphone position just in case I was getting too clicky or too boomy. I'm going to go in the front of Epcot just so you guys can see the way you'd normally see things when you go in by car or by bus. You can also grab a monorail ride from the Magic Kingdom to Epcot if that's what you want. And I think the Magic Kingdom is, oh, excuse me. The Magic Kingdom is over here. There we go. Let me reduce my collective. And if we can, we're going to try to hover right next to the Epcot ball and just get some hover time. Obviously, this is not something you'd be able to do officially, or maybe, I mean, like certainly not unofficially, but you probably wouldn't be able to do this officially unless you were sanctioned by the FAA to, get glamour or cinematic shots of the Epcot ball, which I think Disney did at one point. I'm pretty sure. All right, folks, I'm sorry for the pause. Let me just take a quick moment to answer text, and I'll be right back. All right, folks, thanks so much for waiting for me. Let me switch my windows again. And here we go. So let me keep a nose up attitude, slowly keep adding collective, slowly. And I can reduce my collective now that I'm almost at 0 for its speed. The problem with helicopter flight in general is that you are basically using a propeller blade, in a sense, academically, to move around, but also to stay in one place. And just like the way that single engine GA aircraft work, when the propellers spin one way, I think what it's called is adverse yaw. That basically wants to turn the plane or wants to push the plane the other way. So you have to counter that. Usually you have to counter that with rudder. But I think what I've done is I've kind of pitched my helicopter into the wind a little bit. So I'm not using rudder at all right now, and I'm kind of staying in one spot. Of course, without visual cues, you can kind of start getting away from yourself really fast. So what what I've seen the Cabri G2 do is that it really tends to hold its position really well. And I'm not sure if that's just because of advancements in tail rotor technology or just the fact that the model is so simplified that you can just kind of fly it around however you want to. If you take a look at the I guess turn indicator, you can see how the ball is to the right. So I'm kind of slipping in flight on purpose, and I'm hovering in one spot, and I'm barely moving. You can tell that I'm kind of maintaining position by maybe plus or minus 2 knots in either direction, and maybe like 5 to 10 feet. But hovering in place is kind of cool. Once you get really good at helicopter flight, you can pop up from from undercover. But now we're talking about things like flying gunships and being in DCS. I like flying helicopters sometimes just for the sake of sightseeing in MSFS, or at least I do now, because I haven't been flying helicopters for, I don't know, almost since the sim came out, and that's mostly because, for one, the sim didn't come. I don't think the sim came with any helicopters at all. I don't remember, at least. So now that we have them, it's kind of fun to go places that you don't normally go to. And from this angle, I forget when they took a new picture of the park, but I think it was like around, I don't know, 2020, 2021. Oh, Air Amara coming in with 2 viewers. Hello, Air Amara. Hello. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you've been very well. Folks, if you have not already done so, please give my friend Air Amara a follow, providing flight sim content for the community. Hawker125, hello, my friend. Good to see you. Raid. Folks, I'm flying the Cabri. This beautiful little French helicopter, if it is a French helicopter, is just this amazing thing to fly. It's going nicely. I have maybe about another like 40. Oh no, wait, strike that. I was going to get together with some friends a little bit later, so I wanted to hop into the helicopter and give you guys maybe just a brief little sightseeing tour of like Epcot and Disney. But because plans changed, I'm going to do that some more and then probably take a break later like I planned. Maybe come back, or maybe just go flying with some friends in one of the other streams. We'll see how things turn out. I'm not planning on doing big flights today. I'm just having some fun with some helicopters. Now, just in front of me is the American Adventure at Epcot. Over here is Italy. Over here is Germany. Here is China. And then you have Mexico. Oh, forgive me. In between China and Mexico, they put Norway. Go way out that way past the American Adventure, and where I'm looking, right by my stack, is Japan. Then you have Morocco, then France, then the UK, and then you have Canada. And then you go back to Future World, where you have, I think, Journey into Imagination with Figment, and then you have The Land, which is literally just on top of my my heading indicator and compass at the top. And yeah, absolutely. Yes, I'm so glad they brought the Cabri into FS2020. This thing is literally a work of art, and I'm having so much fun flying it. I literally am. So let's do this. We've been at Epcot for about like 5-10 minutes now. Let's give this thing the beans and go flying to Magic Kingdom. So a little bit of catch up about me. If you don't know, or if this is your first time visiting the channel, my name is Digi Driver. I am a flight sim streamer turned scenery developer. I have been learning how to develop scenery in Microsoft Flight Simulator since last year. I had been a flight sim streamer, a dedicated flight sim streamer, for a long time, and what happened was I burnt out, or I guess you could say I got toasty, and I was just like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, so I backed out. And then sometime later, I was like, wait a minute, I used to build airports. Why don't I do that again? So I started messing around, and before long, I had 3 airports on FlightSim.to, and I released a payware airport, W94, which is a private airport, on SimMarket. Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate that. Oh, by the way, if you ever wondered if Disney had its own airport, it did. At one point, they had a short field strip. I forget what it was called, but we're going to descend into it right now. This area right here, where all these trailers are lined up, that actually used to be an airstrip. And I'm not sure if Walt Disney envisioned people flying their small aircraft into here to be able to go to work and to come home. Disney Florida, that's right. Yeah. So we're in Orlando, or we're just outside of Orlando in Lake Buena Vista. So this area where you see all these containers, all these crates, this actually used to be a runway. And in theory, if somebody was interested in recreating this, like someone who shall remain nameless, you could theoretically recreate an airport, which is basically just like for either ultralight or really, really, really small GA aircraft that you could use to fly into and out of the facility. So, I don't know. That might be something I do in the near future. I hadn't even thought about it till just now. But here we go. We're coming up on the Magic Kingdom, and one of the iconic buildings in the Magic Kingdom is this weird looking building, this weird looking trapezoid that's in front of me. We're flying above the Fort Wilderness Lodge, and you can't see it much because of the tree cover, but that's okay. That's usually how it is anyway. This is the Contemporary Resort, and it's one of the iconic buildings in Disney World because of the fact that the Disney monorail actually goes through the middle of it. So essentially, if we had like animated monorails, you'd probably see them go into and out of the building. As far as I know, no one has actually tried to model the building at all. And honestly, while I like that the photogrammetry is actually pretty good for this building, I wish it was better. And the reason why I say that is because I know, like, I mean, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm whether call me a scenery snob, call me somebody that just wants more out of scenery in general. I see the blocky trees in between the actual rendered trees in the sim, and I'm like, like I see the potential. But if you're intelligent enough and you know how to render buildings properly in Blender, which I still don't, you could probably recreate all this yourself. It would take you a while to do, but you could do it. But anyway, this building which I'm hovering past is one of the buildings, one of the first buildings that's actually stood the test of time at this resort. And you can take the monorail into it. You can stay there. There's like a few things like Artist Palette, Chef Mickey, something like that, where you can go have dinner or have lunch with Disney characters. And now, of course, we come to quite possibly one of the biggest crown jewels in all of theme parkdom, the Magic Kingdom. It is indeed time consuming. You are correct, my friend. So, the Magic Kingdom is probably what most people recognize Walt Disney World for. Like, I mean, they're probably, some folks probably recognize Epcot Center, but you have this theme park, like one of the very first theme parks ever in Walt Disney World that was open when the park opened in, like, I think the late 70s, early 80s. And you have Main Street USA, which is what I'm basically hovering over towards right now. And when you go past Main Street USA, you go to the castle, and then there's a I guess you could say a hub and spoke system where you have several lands. You have Frontierland just off my nose. You have I think Adventureland over to the right. I'm sorry, over to the left, where that kind of brown stack is. That's like was it Big Thunder Mountain? And if you look to the right over here, you have Tomorrowland. And let me get a little closer actually, so you guys can see the not the carousel, the Space Orbiter. There we go. There we go. So the Space Orbiter is just below me, or just right there above this piece here. That's the Space Orbiter. It doesn't move. Again, if if somebody really wanted to model it, they could. Um, it's probably something that I would take on if I ever took it on once I was much more confident in my skills. – And this big spire right here, this is Space Mountain. And I've been on Space Mountain, I think, like once or twice. It's kind of fun. It is a little bit jarring, so if you're not into fast moving, like jerky motion roller coasters, you might not like that one. And this kind of empty area here, this is what is it? Yeah, there we go. The Tomorrowland Speedway. And you can get on these little cars that basically have lawnmower motors, and you go for this, like, this thing that's a race, but it feels like a leisurely drive, which is great if you're taking like your kid that's like 7, 8, or 9. It's fantastic because it's like it's just their speed. They get to feel like they're controlling their own car, piloting their own car. Well, yeah, and they have fun. Now, when you're hovering over the park, you kind of you kind of see past the gate. You kind of see behind the curtain. So you see the buildings and how everything looks. And this here, of course, being the Cinderella Castle. Honestly, considering the fact that when we had FSX, FS 2004, even P3D, the default scenery only had the castle, and that was it. Oh, and maybe the Epcot ball. The fact that we have all this available as photogrammetry, the fact that we have this available at all, I'm happy about. So don't mind me. Digi's just being, like picky. Oh wow, Hyperspace Mountain because it's linked to Star Wars. Okay, okay, rock on. So let's see, where else can we go? Let's go see the Polynesian Resort, which is over. Ooh, excuse me, over this way. One thing about the photogrammetry, you know, anywhere from I think 1,000 to 5,000 feet up, it looks phenomenal. Ooh, interesting. I'm just like throwing the collective back and forth, and you just you might be hearing the helicopter rattle, so I'm sorry about that. Oh no, this isn't the Polynesian. This is the Grand Floridian. Yeah, I've been through this place more than a few times. It's beautiful and what's the phrase I'm looking for? Like really ritzy. And up until I want to say about 2, 3 years ago, this was essentially one of the gold standards for ritzy or high value resort stays in the park. Now they do have other places like the Dolphin and the Swan and the Yacht Club, which is where like Epcot is. It's adjacent to it, but there is one place that's come up recently that's kind of beginning to distance themselves from them in terms of like high classness, I feel at least, and that's the Riviera. And the Riviera is a new resort that they built. It's not as themed. It just looks way more. What's the phrase I'm looking for? It looks richer. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I swung by there the last time I visited Disney World, which wasn't that long ago, people were parked there with like their Mercedes or Range Rovers. I didn't see any Ferraris, but I wouldn't have been surprised if I did. And you walk around the lobby and you see these wonderful beautiful families that have just like their kids running around, like the the guys are wearing like like they're like dark like you know short sleeve like like what we call them, not polo shirts because those are like more like suitable for like cooler weather, but I'm saying they look they looked the part. It was just it was cool. It was cool to see stuff like that. Like, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I people watch. This is the Polynesian, and it's kind of nice to go to. The real draw of being at the Polynesian is essentially going to the the Ohana restaurant to have character dining sometimes, yes, but also to have really nice food. And I don't know if they still do luau's. Maybe I'm wrong. but when I came here many, many years ago, there was one. You were 2 or 3 years old. There's been more than a few things that have changed. I will tell you that much. Clearly they have Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios. They also have Toy Story Land. They have what what else have they changed? Toy Story Land, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Well, I mean, they've revised plenty of their theme parks by now, so yeah, you're right. A lot has changed. A lot has changed. Let me see. Where can we go? You know what? Let's put this Whirlybird down, and we will figure out where to go to next. Let me put it in that field over across the lake. Yeah, about that. I mean, I don't have any kids myself, but if I did, I'm gonna have to give them. I'm gonna have to give them, agency to feel how they feel. Some kids have absolutely no problem coming up to the characters because they probably recognize them and they're like Daddy, Daddy, like Winnie the Pooh. And some of them just are ultra scared, and you got to give them room. You got to give them room. All right. So believe it or not, if you are ultra patient and deliberate with your inputs, and you understand and you can kind of read the helicopter, you can even fly this thing with a game pad. So, gentle, gentle. Don't mind me, I'm not reading chat, folks. Sorry about that. I'm just slowly reducing collective, and I'm fighting ground effect. Gentle. There we go. Okay, so we're down. All right. Now, let me think. Oh, yes, yes. I mean, like I've seen a few evening castle shows or fireworks shows, and over Disneyland Paris, they're gonna speak in a different language and then speak in English. At least that's how I figure things would work. But I mean, over here we do English first, and then I think one or two other languages. I think like one other language. Aeroflyer, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. It's good to see you. I am just enjoying a little bit of time off from Scenery Dev in Microsoft Flight Sim, flying a helicopter with a gamepad because I can. And we just finished a quick little tour of Epcot and Walt Disney World. And I'm going to go to like maybe one other place and see what sightseeing looks like. Um, oh man, Aeroflyer, I tell you, I'm kind of beginning to kick myself for not having flown the Cabri and the Bell more recently. Now, folks, because somebody was gracious enough to gift me a copy of any builds KLAX, like because I was able to win it in a giveaway, why don't we do a quick tour of the Los Angeles International Airport, and we can basically go check this place out. Now, I tell you what, let's set a custom departure so we know we're in the air, so we know we're not going to spend time getting this bird up and running because I do not know how to start up this helicopter, and I'm not going to bother trying. Gotcha, friend. See you when you get here. Ooh, I could check out Venice by helicopter as well. Okay, that's where we're going next. That's where we're going next. After LAX, we're going to go to Venice, and we're going to check out the photogrammetry. Air Amérique is away, and we'll be right back shortly, hopefully. Otherwise, folks, hello to everybody here. Hello to the lurkers. Hello to the bots. How you doing? We are checking out some scenery in Microsoft Flight Sim. We just went to go check out photogrammetry scenery in Orlando and Disney World, and now I'm checking out AnyBuild's Los Angeles International Airport scenery, and we're gonna see what it looks like. Where are we? I think we're pointing away from the airport, or we're just really high up. That's probably what it is. Let me start this kind of like downward turn. And since it is, yeah, this is full-on photogrammetry, so we should see a lot. There we are. Oh my word. Ooh-wee. If this starts to get really choppy, folks, my apologies in advance. I don't know what my frame rate is right now. I think it's in the 30s. As far as I'm concerned, if I'm anywhere near 26 or 27 frames per second right now, I'll be happy. And the fact that I'm even getting 30 frames a second at all in this place, I'm cool. It is nice. It is nice. And Aeroflyer, to be honest with you, dude, I complain. I do. The fact that we have Los Angeles International Airport looking the way it is with an add-on is unbelievable. Yes, there are issues with scenery rendering, especially photogrammetry at scale, or when you get up close to it and it looks melted, but you can't do much to change that. Even when you're using Google Maps, for example, and you zoom down and you have photogrammetry, well, when you have the globe view turned on, there are going to be some things that can look a little squishy squashy, but it's good. It's good. So, I mean, by all means. Oh, hold on. Let me change my dashboard. Otherwise, you're gonna get the thing that says, "Oh yeah, this is a silent stream." It's not a silent stream. Let's go to my bot, my timers. Oh, okay, good, good. Everything else is turned off. Phew. Okay, good. Good stuff. And back. Okay, now some folks are hovering off the ground, and that's literally because they're using a different version of the scenery. I think there's a freeware version of LAX out there somewhere. This is AnyBuild's KLAX, and honestly, it looks amazing. Utterly fantastic. I am using default MSFS traffic, and I also have multiplayer included. So you might see the odd fighter jet or helicopter flag around here low level. Asobo has an LAX version normally. Okay. I think that's a 757, and I think way over that way there is a GA aircraft either landing or taking off. So let me go back to the middle. Let me actually spin around. Okay, beneath us is a British Airways, I think A350. And I think somebody just pulled in a 787. Looks like possibly an Iceland Air livery, but model matching is probably not going to be 100%. I do not know Air Amérique. I think there's been discussions about it, or forgive me, I'm guessing somebody's had discussions about it, but I don't think anyone's done a Charles de Gaulle for the sim. Yeah, so you guys know more than I do at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are going to do it, but I also don't know if they will. So these folks have done a phenomenal job with the runway work and the textures and stuff. Like this is the kind of stuff that I can learn from and try to emulate in my own experience. But at the same time, man, I have so much to learn as a scenery developer. It's not even funny. An event, okay, okay. All right, let me go see if there's any place I can take you guys to in LA. Otherwise, I'm gonna set it down, and then we're probably gonna check out Venice real quick, and then I might stop or come back later today. I wasn't planning on having a very big stream because I was planning on having some folks coming over, but I found out that one of my friends isn't feeling very well, so I um, I am not going to be meeting with them like I anticipated or expected. Liar Forgiven, interesting pseudonym. Seems like someone who's come to know the Lord and Jesus Christ. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. Ooh, someone's flying a Bell helicopter. Speaking of which, oh, do I have the Indie Builds freeware? I bought it, but I haven't installed it yet. I probably will install it now that you mention it, because it's actually pretty, it sounds interesting now you're talking about it. I may have to do that. I may have to. I probably will. So this is LA, and this is basically the valley. Downtown LA is way over here. It'll take me a little while to get there, so I might just hit the Y button and slew over. Let me do that actually, because I'm lazy. Spin over at least, make it look like I'm flying there, so I don't throw too many people off. Sorry, really loud. There's a lot of terrain. And here we go. So this is downtown Los Angeles. And Burbank, I think, is like northwest of here. Air Abrak throwing out the dot wall. I'm in trouble. Oh man. Um, the last time that I think I got in trouble on VATSIM, I don't know if they wrote me up for anything, but the last time I got in trouble on VATSIM, I blew through a hold, and I think it was an event. I think people were flying into like Minneapolis or like Minneapolis Center, and I must have frustrated the poor controller. They just said, okay, just keep going. But there we go. This is LA. I can turn the frame rate counter off. I'm fine. So while in theory you can fly a helicopter with just a joystick, you probably want to fly it with at least a joystick and rudder pedals, or if nothing else, a joystick with a twist base. Oh, here's the Ritz-Carlton right there. Wow. Okay, I take back what I said about photogrammetry. I could read that logo loud and clear. Wow, that's cool. Had to hold on my arrival too during my stream. 25 minutes. Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, now the question. Can Digi land on top of one of these buildings? Ooh, here we go. All right, gentle inputs, gentle, gentle. Let's let's move it on over. Consistency and patience are things that I don't have much of. Fortunately, this helicopter is extremely forgiving, which is what I need. Gentle, gentle. All right, back it up a little bit. Here it goes. Don't go nuts, don't go nuts. Okay, is it solid? Come on, come on. I don't know if this is a solid building. I would imagine it would be. Yes, yes, it is. I did it. I wasn't on the 12, but I did it. Dude, that's fantastic. I'm happy about that. All right. Tell you what. I'm pretty sure the U.S. Bank building has a defined helipad. Let's try landing on there too. The downside honestly photogrammetry is the amount of useless information that generates implies a lot of post work. You, it it might be the reason why photogrammetry is difficult to get 100% right. I mean, Asobo did a phenomenal job trying. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't like the way the trees look, but these buildings look great. It's just that you wish it looked better. I know. And I know because I feel the same way. Wow, there are quite a few helipads out here. Some rich CEOs up in this place. All right, now I do want to come in at an angle because I want to see where I'm coming, or where I'm going. All right. I feel like I do better when I am just using cyclic movements and using the collective. And by the way, the collective is basically the I think the A and B buttons on my gamepad, which is more than I can say for my throttle because for some reason I've never been able to get the throttle linkage to be smooth. It always has this kind of like click 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 like detent-esque movement. Okay, all right, gentle, gentle, easy ditch. You can back away from the helipad, but just take your time. All right, gentle. Ground effects are visible even up here. Okay, come on, come on. There we go. Oof, not easy. This is without crazy amounts of wind either. I need to really just chill. There we go. There we go. Let go of the collective slowly. Slowly. No, no, slowly. Bam. Well, that's a lot better. Harder. to on the landing rate, but better. Air Amarok, thank you so much for stopping by, folks. Again, if you haven't already done so, please take a moment of your time to go follow my friend Air Amarok on stream. Yes, yes. I forgot exactly who made it, but I'm gonna go. I think I'm. I think I might have to start hunting on the Orbex Central app for the helipad add-ons to have fun with the Cabri and the Jet Ranger. Speaking of which, let me jump to the Jet Ranger really fast, and we will have some fun flying the Jet Ranger before we call it a day. Oh, you know what? I'll exit this flight and we will pick a new destination because I said I wanted to go to Venice before we were done. Oh, you got it, Fred. You got it. Have a great night, Air Emmer. I did not anticipate flying helicopters on stream today. I didn't anticipate streaming today, but I am. All right, Venice is up here. It is late here, super late. So this is Venice, and there's a teeny tiny airport out here. I mean, what do I mean? This area might be more suited to an Icon amphibious plane, but we're gonna do helicopters. Let's do the Bell for fun, and we'll pick the orange and black. Actually, you know what? No, red stripes. There we go. Done deal. Let's pick a point of interest up here, and then we will set time to maybe like 2:45 in the afternoon. All right, all players. So if you guys want to go to Venice and just mess around with me, I am on the East USA server, and I am flying with live traffic turned on. Although I'm fairly certain you're not going to have IRL traffic flying low above the city of Venice. I don't do nearly as much flying time in the sim in Europe and overseas as I could or maybe should be. But here you are, complete freedom. It's good to see you, my friend. Folks, my friend Complete Freedom is here. If you haven't already followed Complete Freedom on Twitch, give him a follow. I don't know when the last time was that I saw him stream, but he was known for doing freedom flights on Fridays. And I don't know, I might try to be available for a freedom flight in the future if that's the case. But welcome aboard, my friend. Happy to have you. Okay, right off the bat, one thing you want to know about the Bell is you do not want to, like, slam the collective up or down because it will, for lack of a better phrase, have a panic attack. It does not fly the same way as the Cabri. I mean, the flight model may not be like, the difference between flying a GA plane and flying an A380, but there are differences in how these planes handle these helicopters handle. But man, this thing looks good. All right, spin the nose around a little bit, and apply some more collective. And we're gonna get close to the buildings, buzz the town a bit, and then maybe pick a field or a grassy area to put down. And I am better than I deserve, my friend. I woke up, watched church. I went outside and did some yard work with the missus. We pulled up some really big weeds that had to be pulled, and now I am enjoying some time in the sim. I will probably call it a stream after this quick run through Venice, and then I may be doing scenery dev work later tonight. I probably will be. You might catch me on one or two streams that are out there just saying hi to folks, but I will probably be off my computer at least for like, a half an hour to 45 minutes or more, depending on what I have to do. Maybe get some laundry started, do some stuff, and get ready for the week. And then tonight, I'll probably be on for a little bit of scenery dev. I might even do a quiet stream around my usual time. Did you finish your commercial check right this Friday? Oh my, that's amazing, dude. May the Lord be with you and grant you success in Jesus' name. I don't know what this is, but this looks really neat. Wow. So I don't do nearly as much flying in Europe as maybe I should, but as you can tell, this place looks amazing. Now, unfortunately, I apologize for any jerky movements. I am using a gamepad, but my philosophy is this: be deliberate, plan your movements ahead of time, and just ease into the Joy-Con and just take your time. In fact, I wonder if anybody that has a Steam Deck has actually tried flying Microsoft Flight Simulator on it. I don't know. Might be a good experience. It's not going to be super duper duper, uh, mouse and keyboard intense, but I don't know. Do those things have external plugins like you could dock a keyboard and a mouse to it? I don't know. All right, let's swing around. I don't know where the Vatican is, so I'm not sure where I need to go or how I need to spin my nose around, but I'm having fun flying close to the buildings. I'll tell you that much. Let's see. Let's get some altitude. Am I over the Vatican is the question. It might be over that way, because I see like 4 domes. Amen, sir. Amen. I will be praying for you today. May God grant you success in Jesus' name, friend. And above all else, I hope you have a great time, and I hope you absolutely nail it. I have a feeling that this is the Vatican. I can't think of a reason why it wouldn't be. It most likely is. All right, let's spin it around and see if we can try to put this thing down there. And again, like I said, you don't want to mess around too much with this bird. You want to give it a chance to catch up to your inputs. We're descending really fast. Like I was like going like 2,000 feet per minute. Not something that would make your passengers feel good at all. Let's put it down. So, many of us will probably never get to this place IRL, but we're about to set foot in the Vatican in Venice for the first time ever in the sim. And I am not Roman Catholic. I'm a born-again Christian, but I welcome you aboard, folks. And I hope that you're having a very good day today. But if you're not, and if you need support, or you need prayers, or you need help to get by, I am praying for you right now that you would come to know true peace and have a moment's rest in the name of Jesus Christ. I want everybody to know Jesus like I do, and to know His love, and to know the salvation that comes from knowing Him as Lord. But I never, ever, 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 ever want to shove what I believe in front of anybody's face. I want to give you the chance and the opportunity to think about stuff like this on your own, at your own pace. Do I want people to be Christians? Sure, I do. But I also don't want you to feel like you're being shoved into the kingdom. I want to give you the opportunity to make up your mind for yourself. All right, let me slow down. Slow down. I'm still above the ground. There we go. Okay, not bad. I'm like 2 for 3 today. 100% of us will never land a helicopter. if uh, if I ever did land a helicopter here, you might not hear from me for a very long time, or maybe ever. However, plenty of room. Yeah, it's nice. I am. I am actually. I know some folks that are. I know some folks who aren't. I know a few friends of mine that are um, Greek Orthodox, and some folks that I know don't believe in God at all, and well, one of them, or they're a different persuasion. And honestly, the past couple of years, it just taught me, look, I believe that what I believe in is truth, and I want to present that to people, and I want to love on people because I want to give people the opportunity to come to an understanding on their own terms. If you don't believe the same thing I do, if you don't want it, I'll still love you and respect you and give you as much space as you want. It took me a while to learn how to fly helicopters in the sim. And I think I may have a head start because I started with twisty joystick as far back as Microsoft Flight Simulator 98 or Flight Sim 2004. But you do have to wrap your head around some different concepts than fixed wing flight. So yeah. Not to mention the fact that this plane, this actual helicopter is kind of finicky, almost like it's a descendant of its of the Bell 206 Jet Ranger. And that plane, that helicopter in FSX was a bit tricky, a bit tricky. But yeah, by all means, this is fun. This is fun. And if you want to get going really fast, let's get going really fast. Let's see how fast we can make this bird go. Could we theoretically cross the bay in like a few minutes? I'm going to give it as much collective as I can and just kind of point my face up towards the horizon because if you pitch the helicopter down, then you will be able to go you will be able to go fly fast. As you lift the nose, you'll gain altitude and you will reduce your forward speed. So we'll cross the bay and we'll wind up at the International Airport for Venice. Right now I'm going about 110 knots. If I can control my cyclic movements, I don't even care if I'm angled into the wind. I just want to go faster. Used to fly Hueys and Blackhawks. Wow. All right. Let's ease up. Let's add some more collective. So I'm going about 120 knots. So this bird can go really, really fast if you know how to fly it, which I don't. I'm just giving it as much gas as possible and trying to keep the nose pointed down. It's tricky. It's extremely tricky. and you do not want to do jerky movements because you don't want to lose control of the helicopter. But there we go. Crossed the bay in like what, a minute and a half? That's not bad. And here we have, I think this is Lima, India, Papa, Zulu. This is, for lack of a better phrase, Venice International Airport, and this is procedurally generated, well, AI generated scenery. So yeah. But there we go. This helicopter likes to fly. It likes to fly fast. You do have to watch out because it can get away from you really quickly. Like I'm wobbly right now, so I want to get in control and I want to put this thing down. Help. We should be fine. We should be fine. Let's point the nose up, drop the collective slowly, and start to cut our forward speed and start losing some altitude. That's better. Okay. Let's put this thing down, probably on the roundabout that we just saw before the airport. Right about, where is it? Right there. Okay. Let's get the throttle. The helicopter does complain if you go too quickly with your collective. So again, plan your movements and be patient. Not that I am, just saying. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in today. Really appreciate having you guys aboard. Makes me feel nice to have folks to chat with in the sim when I'm streaming. Thank you to the bots and the lurkers too. Thanks for paying attention to my channel. And there we go. A little bit more cyclic. And no, not here. Not here. Up, 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 up. Come on. Won't go too fast, but I do want to put it down in the circle. Yeah, you can't just feed collective to this thing and all of a sudden have it respond to you immediately. This takes discipline, which, again, I don't have much of. But I do sometimes. Now we're going to look down a bit and just use the highway and the circle as a visual cue. I gotta play with the collective a little bit and stay slightly ahead of the curve. Just gentle inputs. And as you bring the nose up, bring your collective down, but not too much. Come on. All right. And just got like maybe like 10 feet to go. Maybe. There we go. Down. Boom. The thing about flying with an Xbox 360 controller is that you do feel it when you set the bird down. There it is. All right, let's shut this thing down. How do you do that? It's already down, so I'm probably gonna have to cut some fuel or something like that. So many switches. Probably not up here. It's probably all down here. Increase. I turned all my stuff off. Oh, I could probably just cut the fuel. That is one way to turn it off. All right. So what else is out there? That's fuel release. What are all these? Those are lights, pitos, air conditioning, gyro. Yeah, there we go. We'll just shut stuff off. There we go. I mean, we're done now. This bird's going to shut off. But that was fun. Where's the handle on this thing? Oh, that's the window. Ooh, nice. So, can I open the door from here? Not from here, unless that's it. Can you, though? I thought you could. Wow, I haven't even really taken a look at this thing. It's, yeah, plenty of seats. Probably what you go sightseeing in if you were like in Hawaii. But there we go. Not bad. A little over an hour for the stream. I will probably call it here, and I will most likely be heading out. I plan on being back, I think, a little bit later this evening and doing some scenery development. I'm not 100% sure what the plan is, but I'm probably going to be working with Blender to start rendering some assets from the upcoming projects that I have to release. So there we go. Folks, would you like me to raid someone so we can continue this flight sim watchage? Let me take a look and see who's online right now that we could say hello to. Sim Caesar just kicked off his group fly-alongs, so I can probably buzz in with a raid. There's also Iron Condor Simulations, Stu222, Cool Joe 007, Continuum is Flying X-Plane 12, Ian Fisher, James Price Aviation, and my friend Bryn MWR that does silent streams flying P30 V5. So tell you what, I think we're going to go say hello to my friend Sim Caesar. So let me set up a raid. And Hawker, was very nice to see you. Thanks again for coming on board. Let's set up a raid and go say hi to Sim. And yeah, is it gonna work? Oh wait, not exclamation point raid, underscore raid, slash raid. Don't mind me, folks. Well, like I always like to say at the end of streams, if you want true peace, you want the Prince of Peace. That's Jesus Christ. Folks, I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday and a great week ahead. Much love to everybody here. And until next time, or until next project, I'll see you.